Imagine building an AI agent that can give you real-time stock market insights, instantly validate stock tickers, and provide tailored investment advice, all with a few simple queries. Sounds powerful, right? Well, in today's video, we are showing you how to build exactly that. An AI agent that augments its capabilities using financial data. So whether you are an AI architect, data scientist, or someone just starting in AI, this video will help you level up your AI game by building smarter, data-driven agents that can make real-time decisions. And if you're looking for the project guide featured in this video, simply head to the description or pinned comment below to download it. And if you're ready to turn these skills into a high-paying AI job, we have got a free masterclass on AI/ML and Agentic AI that walks you through a proven 3-step framework and a complete roadmap that help learners like Shrija, Mark, Debashi, Steve, and many land their dream AI jobs. So make sure that you attend this webinar. You can register through the link in the description box or through the link in the pinned comments. So now let's dive into today's exciting session.
So we'll focus on building a tool-use Agentic AI system. A lot of tools will be built here, okay, but more or less the philosophy would remain the same, okay. So what all we are going to use in this, so you can see, again, this is one of the existing use cases you can easily get in the documentation. We have modified this a bit, okay. So prompt is also there. You are an AI stock market assistant, providing investors with detailed up-to-date stock and market advice. The overall objective is to help investors by offering accurate, concise, and relevant information on individual stocks or general market trends. And what all capabilities you have? You have multiple tools to ensure that data is timely, accurate, and relevant to the user's query. So this is a flow. Validate the input. If the user queries about a specific stock, then go to the flow number 2. Identify the ticker of the company. For general advice, stick with the flow number 1. Respond professionally if the input is invalid. I mean, any nonsense the user gives in then. Flow 1 is about the general market analysis and the trends. Suggest stocks using that. And flow 2 is about specific stock analysis. Correct if the errors are there, retrieve the data relevant to that particular stock, and respond clearly using only tool-based information. So don't use your, trained information. Whatever information you are able to extract using that tool or those tools, that is the only thing that you should be using to answer the question. So final response, it has to be concise, professional, with clear data emphasis, reminding users to verify recommendations independently. So this part is very important. Okay. So users query goes in via this prompt template. So there is a prompt template which we are going to stick to. Whatever model you can use, GPT-4 or 4, GPT-5, whatever. Okay. And then these are the tools which are available. These are the tools that we are going to create. You can see these are the tools that we are going to create. Okay. And these tools are going to interface with all these APIs. Okay. So we'll be using internet, market data and all that, Finviz, or there are so many data providers. Okay. You can even go for Yahoo Finance and so on. But primarily we'll be using the OpenBB as the main interface. OpenBB in the backend. So what I'm trying to say is our tool will first interface with OpenBB. In fact, only interface with OpenBB. What is OpenBB? I'll talk about that. OpenBB in the backend will fetch all the relevant data from different market data providers. So if a Yahoo Finance data is needed, we are not going to directly jump into Yahoo Finance API. That will be done by the OpenBB router. Okay, in the backend. And if any additional data is needed, it will do the web search. So all these things will be taken care of by a single router here, and that is our OpenBB. So our single point of contact is OpenBB, basically, for all these tools. Okay, so OpenBB will get the information what is exactly needed based on which tool gets invoked. So each of these tools can invoke OpenBB, but each of these tools will have a specific intent. So based on that intent, OpenBB will fire up whatever API to capture whatever data is really relevant. So once all that information is there, then it goes back. So it is given back to the model. You can see these are two-headed arrows. Yeah, this is a single-headed arrow. These are two-headed arrows, which means it goes back in the same sequence also. Okay. So that tool, once it fetches the data from OpenBB, that output will go back to the model, and that model will uh, do some reasoning. So in fact, some message trimming will happen, because again, the entire result coming from the tools and all could be just humongous. So you may not need all of it. So some trimming logic can be implemented, and then React reasoning starts. So is that data sufficient? If not, again trigger another tool and again get some more data. So that back and forth communication will keep happening until it has all the data to answer the user query. So that is your reasoning and action happening. Okay. And finally, once that is done, the final response will be generated by your model, LLM. So design a financial analyst tool, tool use agent system to assist investors with up-to-date stock market insights. And we'll be building this from scratch using LangGraph. And so agent system prompt. So these are the following components. Okay, you'll have the flows. So one flow for normal general market trend and analysis, and the other would be stock specifics. So in the general market stuff, you have the web search and the general market trend tool. Okay, so these are the two tools. And for the specific market, we have three tools. Okay, so stock specific queries, which validates the stock ticker. So you have to validate the stock ticker also. If you are giving NVIDIA some other exotic ticker, it may not be able to recognize what is that. So we have to do that validation, and then retrieve the relevant data, provide the insight using whatever tools. In this case, the tool we are going to use is get stock uh, fundamental indicator metrics. So that is this one. And then get stock price metrics. This is, and get stock ticker. This is for the validation anyway, which we mentioned. So three tools coming to the flow 2 and two tools going to the flow 1. So that is how I have these 5 tools. Okay. And there is a general web search tool as well apart from that. Okay. Okay. And then stock market data providers, these are going to ensure that we have all the up-to-date information, but these are going via the OpenBB platform. So I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay. I want you to go to that OpenBB website. Of course, in the meantime, uh, do the installations. So let this installation keep happening. Directly jump. So this part I have anyway explained. Nothing new. Okay. This part I have anyway explained. So install that OpenBB also, but go to this link in the meantime. Just go to this link, okay? And probably you will not probably. In fact, you will have to create a platform. Account. And once you have created that account, on the left side you will have the personal access token PAT. Okay. So this is how it will come up. Okay. So do this. Yeah, you might also need to restart the session. So that is another thing. So restart the session before going ahead. This Yahoo Finance thing is a bit tricky. And now do the installations remaining. Okay. So before getting to this, we'll take a quick primer on what this OpenBB platform is all about. We'll get to see. So the whole idea is, in this case, the user will give a query, maybe ask a question like, what is the stock ticker for NVIDIA? Okay. Or how is the market looking today? Very simple queries also. So what we have created is a kind of a agentic brain, LLM plus LangGraph kind of a thing. So the query will go to an agent, which will be powered by your OpenAI GPT-4o model or whatever model you choose. Okay. with structured with LangGraph, you can say, and this LangGraph manages all the agent state and decision making process as usual. Okay, some reasoning and selection will happen. So agent might use some sort of a React reasoning. That is React. React means reasoning and action. That's what I mentioned here also in that figure. Yeah, reasoning and agent, and that's a process. So React framework to analyze the user query, and then it determines whether the user's intent or what is the user's intent exactly from the query, and then will select the most appropriate financial tool, and then select the most appropriate financial tool. Okay, so this is all I have explained from this itself. Okay, so
Yes.
if the user is asking what is the stock ticker for NVIDIA, it will directly use the get stock ticker symbol. Okay, this get stock ticker symbol, this one. Okay, it will be triggered and it will give it a tool. So the tool execution, that is where the OpenBB part starts. So whatever is the selected tool is executed by your OpenBB router, and that is where the custom functions that we are defining later. Okay, for each of these tools, they will fetch all this financial data from all these financial data source providers like Yahoo Finance, Finviz, SEC, filings, and all that. Okay. So once all the data is received by your OpenBB, it is formatted into a clean, readable text. Okay, which will be mostly markdown tables, you can say, and yeah, and finally that data will be given back to your model. Okay, this formatted data is passed to the model, and then LLM will synthesize the final answer into a final, you can say, more professional, human-like response, and it will be presented to the user. So that is what is happening. Fine. Okay, so this is done. So these are the tools. Just go through it. I mean, mostly it should be self-explanatory. So here we are creating the tool for the web search as usual. Number of results we are restricting to 8 in the advanced mode. Include content raw, yes. Okay, and then this one is to get the stock ticker. That is also quite clear. I've tried to give a quite a good detailed documentation so that things are now obvious. So obb.equity.search, this is to get the ticker tool. Okay. So provider is Security Exchange Commission and the stock name. So this is the result. Result is converted into a data frame and then finally to markdown. So finally you'll get the result as a markdown. And here are the details of the company and stock ticker. So that is the text that will be prepended to the details, and that is the final output which will be written by this tool. What else? We have the historical price data metrics. So this one will get the historical price for a specific stock ticker. So here the provider is CBOE. So price dot quote for what sticker, again converting into a data frame, and finally that data frame will be passed on as a markdown. Okay, so data frame is what? Nothing but a table. So that table is formatted as a markdown ultimately. Okay, because we need a textual output. We can't have the data frame as the output. Okay, so this is just to get the latest stock price quote. But again, you want to get the stock performance metrics, percentage change, and all that. So that is coming from your Finviz. So, and then third thing that we are getting is the historical price for the past 1 year using Yahoo Finance. So today's date and end date will be like today's date, and we are subtracting 365, so that will be the start date. So start date will be from today 365 days earlier. Okay, and this is the one which will retrieve the data from Yahoo Finance, again convert it into markdown. This is what I have, and now we are just concatenating all of the three results into one single output. Finally, okay, so we have another tool that is a stock fundamental indicators. That is also quite clear. We are getting this financial ratios like price to earnings ratio, return on investment, ROE, RO, all this using the FMP provider. What is this FMP? That's a financial modeling prep website. So we are getting it from the financial modeling prep website actually, and you might have to also get the API key for that. In the meantime, you can also start logging and getting the keys. But anyway, that's only one small piece of data that will be needed from there. And you can also get the additional metrics like EBITDA, revenue growth using the Yahoo Finance. This is where the fundamental ratios and metrics are coming from. Okay. So finally, we are going to combine all these, okay, into one output. So this guy fundamental indicator will return these output. Now, about the news, where are we getting that news? So we are taking the last 45 days. Now you can customize this whether to take 45 days or 15 days. Provider here is the TMX, okay, limiting to 50. So that is the headlines, basically news headlines. So symbol and title. So that is the only two fields that we are extracting, converting that into a markdown. So we are not reading the entire article as such. Okay. And then finally concatenating it. So top 50 that we are taking only. And finally, we have this general market data coming in again, all from Yahoo Finance with slightly different APIs, active gainers and losers. Okay. So stocks which are most active and then which are gainers and then stocks which are top five losers. So we are limiting it to 15, sorry. So 15 gainers, 15 losers, and 15 most active stocks. And again, combining all of that into a single output. Fine. Okay, done. This is, let me execute this again. Okay, done. Okay. So now I can invoke these tools one by one to check whether my APIs and tools are working. So this is not within your agentic system, but this is a direct tool call that you are making. Okay. So this is getting all the things. Can you see top 15 gainers, losers, and active? Yeah. So these are the 15 most active stocks. Okay. And then we have top gainers. Okay. Change 8.8%, 7.73%, and all that. LangBridge, PDF solutions, hard flow. Okay, this is losers that you have in percentage. This is the thing. Okay, fine. So that works. What about the next one? I'm just checking if it can give me the NVIDIA stock ticker name. So this is the actual ticker. So if you directly try to get the stock price using this name, it will throw an error. Okay, but with the NVDA, which is the actual symbol name, it actually works then. Okay. So one by one, we are checking if yes, we are able to retrieve the data. The last thing would be what? Volume, I guess. Dividend. Acha, sorry. Yeah, volume is this. Dividend is there in some cases. Fine. So this is also done. So this is your agent system prompt. Your AI stock market assistant. You can just read this. Objective is to get data-driven stock market investors, accurate, complete, same thing. Capabilities are there for all these tools. And this is the starting flow. We are clearly instructing that there are going to be two flows. Otherwise, the respond. So if it doesn't go in either of these two flows, we are instructing it to directly respond that you don't have the answer and you can only provide financial advice based on the market data. So data is not available. So for each of these workflows, provide these are the instructions. So flow one is a general market analysis and trends. Flow two is a symbol extraction. If it is not found, try to correct the misspelling. So it is possible that because of the misspelling, yeah, it is not being able to find the ticker. So correct the spelling and retry. That's what we are instructing. Information retrieval, second part is once you get the ticker, that ticker will be passed on to all the other tools to get all the relevant information. And then response generation. So once you have all the information, generate a comprehensive answer in a clear, concise, friendly, professional tone, emphasizing the data retrieved and all that. If the special characters such as dollar symbol, make sure that they are escaped properly for proper rendering. Okay. And then example interaction is there. User asks, what is the P ratio of Eli Lilly? So chatbot recognizes that this is the name of a company and then looks up for the ticker, which is LLY, and then retrieves the P ratio. And this is the response that we are getting. Okay, fine. So check carefully and only call these tools which are specifically named below. Okay. So this is, let's put today's date, 2025, or doesn't matter. This is just an example. Fine. This is there. You might have to escape it properly. Okay. Okay, so what is this tick token doing? That is going to count the total number of tokens in the response. Okay. So that we don't cross 128,000 context window of this GPT-4o model if we are using that. Fine. So this total system prompt itself is consuming around 754 tokens. And these are the other things we have defined. This is where we are creating our state dictionary. So what all? So it is very simple. State dictionary is a list of messages. Now these are the list of tools. I think that is very straightforward. And we are binding these tools to the LLM. That is also very clear. Giving the system message to the LLM. And here goes my chatbot. So it will first extract the messages. Okay. Uh, so to be on safer side, I've made it 1,27,000 instead of 128,000, just not to exceed that context window. Okay. So I'm keeping the last 127,000 tokens in the messages. Okay. Because I'm leaving some window for the output also. So include the system prompt. Yes, always. And allow partial. So trim messages to partial content if needed. If needed, that is the important thing. Okay. So invoke the LLM now with the system message and whatever the state messages are at that point of time. So graph has been built. So we are adding a chatbot node here. This is my tool node. Okay, add a node. And then finally, this is where we are adding our logic. So your chatbot, which was created earlier, will be connected to tools and end. So this is where the branching is, conditional edges. So there are two branches. And the output of that tool goes back to the chatbot. If you see, output of the tool goes back to the chatbot. And that chatbot finally will respond and then end. So that is where the other branch comes into picture. Okay. The entry point of that entire chatbot is your chatbot node itself. So this one. So user's question will enter this. It will be given to the tools. The output of the tools will go back to the chatbot, and from where it will end. So it's more or less the implementation of the previous project only. It's just that we have increased the number of tools and made it more sensible here. Okay. Okay, let's test the agent. What is the P ratio of NVIDIA? Let's see this in real time. What we get. So I am doing a direct LLM dot invoke. This is not the agent. Please notice that this is the direct LLM invoke. So then the LLM says, I don't have the real time access. Now, if I do the same thing, so prompt, so call the agent. It's a function to call the agent in this case. So whatever prompt will be given, that will be given to the user prompt because system prompt is already defined. And any other configurations, if we need, we will pass it on here. Stream mode, yes, we'll be using the stream mode. So as and when the messages are available, we'll be able to see them. And that's what we are doing. We are fetching all the messages and printing them. Okay, using the operative print. And finally, once everything is done, so when the for loop is done, so okay, uh, please print the final message. So that is what is happening. Okay, so how is NVIDIA doing? And it's worth, let's do one thing. Let's use the same query once again. Instead of going to this query, let's do the same query again and see what is the result. Okay. So what is the P ratio of NVIDIA? Let's first this. Acha, sorry. So human message is what is the P ratio of NVIDIA that's going. Then the AI message says that it was able to extract. It was able to extract the ticker, and it says that okay, the NVIDIA is the name of the company. Fine. This is the tool call ID and so on. So company name was extracted, and after that company name, the stock ticker symbol was found to be NVIDIA. So it was able to extract, and this is the response. So this is the tool response. You see, this is the tool. Tool is always responding with a markdown table. You remember? Okay. So the tool's message went to the AI. Okay. So AI was able. So AI is able to see all of this. In fact, AI is able to see all of this right from here to here, and from there AI knows that I have to extract the NVIDIA from that table. So the tool has responded the P ratio from somewhere. Current historical market analysis 50.59 as of September 15. Okay. So now that it has got that relevant response, now AI is giving my the final response. So this is the response which came out from AI, which I am just printing it again. So 50.59 is the P ratio of NVIDIA. Represents a 3.6% compared to 12-month average. So it's more or less close to the 12-month average, slightly higher. Okay. Fine. That seems to work. What about the next one? Is it worth investing in it or its competitors? So now it will do all the detailed analysis. So getting most actively traded stocks, price gainers. These are all today or until yesterday, in fact, if today's market is because this is not the real data. This is the data until yesterday, I guess. Okay. I think we are done. That is the answer. So this is the final response. So all the price metrics are there, stock metrics. In one day, this is the change, 1 week change, 1 month change, 3 month change. Okay, year till date is 43%. Fundamental indicators are there. P ratio forward is 43.62. EPS, TTM, dividend yield. Unfortunately, I couldn't retrieve the latest news. So was one error. That is TMX website. And the other one was that FMP.
And that's a wrap for today's session. You have just learned how to build a powerful AI agent that can leverage real time financial data and deliver actionable stock market insights. With the right tools and a feedback loop, your AI systems can continually refine their responses and make smarter, more informed decisions. And also, if you're serious about stepping up your AI career, don't forget to register for our free AI/ML and Agentic AI masterclass that I mentioned earlier. And also be sure to hit the like button if you found this video helpful, subscribe for more AI focused content, and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Also feel free to drop any questions or thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out our next video right over here.